Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste friends. After the last video, our help from our dear friend Jyotishi, who clearly gave instructions on how to use the 64-bit Excel, I created a file with the 64-bit Excel today, and it is a topic for which one of my friends was asking about some time back. My friend wanted to track the position of Saturn in terms of the nakshatra it is in, the sublord, the subsublord, the triple S, the subsublord, all that on a daily basis. Say starting from 1980 was the date he gave, and for say 30 years, 40 years or something like that. So it's a huge set of data, but if you want on a particular date, you can go to Jagannatha Hora, you put that date and check what is the position of Saturn. But he wanted to get a feel for multiple things there, so he wanted it in Excel. So that I have created now with the 64-bit Excel, with Excel 365. So in case you want it done in other Excels, maybe you can follow the instructions of Sri Jyotishi, who has put nice videos on how you can go about doing it. So this file I will explain to you what it does and how it can be used. So this is titled as stellar tracking of grahas in transit, basically. So it can be used to track multiple planets also. User input can choose Saturn, Jupiter, whatever. I have not put in Ketu here because 180 plus Rahu would be the Ketu. So you can maybe include that as well. But generally, the slow planets like Jupiter, Saturn might be of keener interest. So when you see here how the program is structured, I have hidden the some of the previous input regions where you give starting from 1/1/1980. You can maybe, if you want to change that, you can go to the hidden sections and change the starting date, and that would be put in here. So I have put as 1/1/1980 as the date, and I am doing it for the GMT of 12 midnight. And that would turn out to be 5.5 hours for my time zone. So it will be 5:30 a.m. in the morning on the 1/1/1980 is the starting date, and I used the Ayanamsa formula, which is the KP straight line Ayanamsa. Some people call it that way, some people call it as the Kullar Ayanamsa, whatever. So that's the formula that it is using for each of these rows. The Ayanamsa you get in terms of the other format, and the user input can be any planet. See, each planet in the Swiss ephemeris, when you have to use the DLL, it associates a number to it for each planet. So based upon that number, if you give the number of the planet and the Ayanamsa that you want to use, you can get the planet degrees from this formula, which is a part of the VBA code inside, which is using that 64-bit form of the Swedish ephemeris DLL. So here, since I have chosen Saturn, automatically the Saturn number is chosen by the program, and it outputs the degree for this particular date and time. This would be IST 5:30 a.m. So at 5:30 a.m. in the morning, in my time zone, I get the position of Saturn as to be 153 degrees on this particular date, and that I convert to, in terms of 120, I take a mod of it, and then I get I have a big set of I can lookup table, I can call it, from which I get given this degree, which is in another format. You basically give this mod 120 degree. You can get the nakshatra lord, the sublord, the subsublord, and all that. So this is the program, and if you see, this is a long list with multiple rows here for each day, from starting from that particular date. And if you see you can it goes all the way up to December of 2034. In case you want to extend it also, you can play with the starting number also, so it is left to the user. But yeah, might not be required because you would be tracking essentially this. From this table I have put some slices here to choose the star of interest. Suppose we want when Saturn is going to be in, say, when does Saturn reach Purvabhadra? So I just take Purvabhadrapada here. So Purvabhadrapada can occur only in Aquarius or Pisces. It cannot occur in any of the other signs. So this already gets grayed out. And Purvabhadrapada by nature is only Jupiter's nakshatra, so that gets highlighted here. So you can't choose anything here other than Jupiter. And the other things, the sublord can be anything, sub-sublord can be anything, the triple S can be anything. So since I want when it reaches Purvabhadrapada, I want say suppose I want Jupiter here as the sublord and the sub-sublord to be Jupiter here, and the star law, so triple S should also be preferably Jupiter. So once you see that, you don't get any data there because for the time this triple S was not allowing Jupiter at all for me. It is grayed out. So that's because this triple S can quickly vary, whereas the other things cannot vary. So let us check of a date of interest. Here now you have date of 2024 and 1995 only, because only during those years alone you have Saturn in Purvabhadrapada in that particular sublord as Jupiter itself, and the sub-sublord also as Jupiter. Suppose I am not interested in 1995, I am interested in what is going to happen in the future. 2024, I want to understand it goes on the 7th of April 2024. It goes to Jupiter, 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 Mercury. Maybe we can cross verify this. Let us go to let me see, 7th of April, what does it say? At 5:30 a.m. at my place, and that is 7th of April 2024. Let me see if I have put things correctly there, and the Ayanamsa is 24/11/03 on that day. So you preferably use the same Ayanamsa, 24/11/03. So then Saturn happens to be Jupiter, 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 Mercury, perfectly the same as what you get here, Jupiter, 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 Mercury. So there will be slight sometimes a variation in the triple S. Mostly you will capture all the rest of the things correctly, and that depends upon the accuracy with which the Swedish ephemeris calculates it. So this is how you can use this to clear things up. You can clear these things first. Once you clear, everything should be nothing should be grayed out. Then only you have properly cleared all the slices and filters. Once you have cleared, everything should be proper and active in all the slices. That ensures that. And in case you want to go back and switch over to another planet, you go to Jupiter, and still this is 6, which was for Saturn. You press a calculate button here, and it takes a while. It says 39%, 48%, because it's a huge set of data. Then it changes this 5, and these are now for Jupiter. Now if you want same questions like Jupiter, when it causes, say, Bharani, now Bharani can happen in Rashi of Aries alone, and Nakshatra Lord is Venus given. Suppose I want to exactly Venus here, and say here also Venus, let us see, and 2024, you choose 2024. So on the 4th of Feb, it has entered that degree of Venus, Venus, Venus. You can put moon here, you can choose anything that say just before that or whatever, because the other things, depending on the time, it will got disactive. So that you can verify again, and you can use these things to basically get a feel for how the stellar part of the tracking of the graha is. I mean, where the graha goes. And normally, once we have the 7.5 years Saturn, you are all. I mean, you would want to know exactly when Saturn came to your nakshatra, when it is moving from your nakshatra, and things like that. And this is not only for one planet, this is applicable for all the other planets as well. So this is how you can use it. This is I forgot to tell you how you can, maybe you can pull this data here. See, here I have given the graha names and the number. Sun is to be given a 0 there for the formula. Automatically the formula would use the 0 there. Moon is to be given 1, just as Zeus. Saturn was given 6, Jupiter 5, Venus 3, and all that. Those are the ephemeris numbers. And the starting point, when I gave 1/1/1980, because I gave the starting user input is this, and the time zone, latitude, longitude were for this. But latitude, longitude should not matter for graha's stellar position. Only lagna would change and all that. So you are not bothered about the lagna here. So that's how it is structured. So yeah, hopefully this is useful to you. So let me go back and even hide it as before. So I placed this 64-bit Excel, and in case you want to know the how it is to be used in 32-bit, please watch Sri Jyotishi's videos on these very explanatory, clear-cut videos, which are extremely helpful. Thanks to him that I was able to make it in the 64-bit now. So hopefully this is based on Excel 365. Hope you can all use this. I put the download link. Yeah, all the very best. Thank you.